Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the English news from Djibouti channel. Here are the headlines of our edition tonight. The main titles are reform on the procurement system. On continental news, at least 26 students from a Quranic school killed in Liberia. Welcome if you join us. The Prime Minister, Mr. Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed, received in his office the ambassador of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in Djibouti. Both sides meet in the Prime Minister's office. The many issues related the cooperation and the partnership between Djibouti and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Many other officials participated at that meeting, including both side the Prime Minister's office and the ambassador of the Kingdom of Arabia Saudi in Djibouti. Yesterday, after the official speech at the workshop on monitoring and evaluating the government's priority actions, a series of constructive questions and answers were asked by representatives of the private sector and NGOs on various issues, with the single objective to make the two sectors of tourism and energy a key point in the government's sustainable development policy. The Prime Minister indicated that the tourism and energy sector project will be implemented over the period 2020 to 2024, and their progress and performance will be measured and information will be provided by the President of the Republic periodically or any time, allowing of adjustment and corrections. The Minister of Tourism, Mr. Mohammed Abdul Qadir Hilim, took the floor to close the workshop. He pointed out that the tourism sector, which is very largely underexploited, remains a very important generator of jobs. They say the major measures must be used in order to be competitive. The Minister of Energy, Mr. Yunus Ali Gedi, stressed that energy is the foundations of the government's policy. Green energy is the cornerstone of sustainable development in Djibouti and its populations. Mr. Iyas Moussa Dawale, the Minister of Finance, recalled in his speech that this exercise laid the foundation for a new stage in the permanent quest to improve government action to enable our country to accelerate its path toward shared growth and prosperity. The Prime Minister closed the workshop, saying that the government must go beyond the definition of policies and projects and give primary importance to monitoring their implementations. He added that achieving results and achieving visible impact for citizens continue to be our objective. He said that let's remember that the sector will only a first step, thus serving as a pilot. The Secretary General of the government, Mr. Mohammed Hassan, chaired the session at the People's Palace to present the preliminary results of the evaluation of our public procurement system according to the methodology of the evaluation of procurement system, commonly known as MAPS. The session was attended by the Secretary General of the government, Mr. Mohammed Hassan, and the World Bank representative in Djibouti, Mr. Boubacar Sid Barry, the member of the steering committee and the member of the MAPS evaluation team. With the support of the World Bank, the Djibouti government has embarked on a process to review the mechanism governing our national public procurement system through a MAPS. The Secretary General of the government indicated in his speech that the MAPS methodology has been established to sustain reform in the public procurement environment, and the preliminary results of the evaluation of our public procurement system. The Minister of Health, Mr. Mohammed Warsame Diria, received in audience the Kuwait ambassador accredited to Djibouti, Mr. Yusuf Hussein Al Kaboudi. The working meeting was attended by the director of the NGO Al Rahma, Mr. Abdul Qani Al Quraishi, and many officials from the ministerial cabinet. The interview was an important to review several files related to health cooperation between the two countries. Discussion will also focus on appropriate ways to strengthen the basis for this fruitful bilateral cooperation between the two countries. The Director General of the National Agency for Disabled Persons, Mr. Douale Saeed Mahmoud, and the Director General of the Air Djibouti Airline, Mr. Abdurrahman Ali Abdullahi, signed this morning a partnership agreement within the Air Djibouti management. The purpose of this partnership agreement is to specify the condition of engagement and the term of collaboration between the two parties. The aim is to promote and make effective the empowerment and in the context of improving living conditions of people with disabilities, the fight against discrimination, and finally to strengthen their social inclusion. The general went to the hill where he met the different armed forces present in this region. When he arrived, he was received by the prefect and other responsible of the army corps. This visit in the different bodies of the army present in the region, but also to exchange on several issues. The news a fire caused by an electrical failure caused the death of 26 young students, including several Guinean, from a Quranic school on the outskirts of Liberian capital, the worst disaster of its kind in years. It is a small, poor country in West Africa. The young boys were surprised by the flame during the night of Tuesday to Wednesday in the dormitory next to the mosque and school in Pennisville, where during the day they were studying the Quran. During they were studying the Quran, said the Liberian police spokesman. Emmanuel Macron and Giuseppe Conte agreed on Wednesday an automatic mechanism for the distribution of migrants, in which all EU countries should participate in one way or another under penalty of financial penalties. Emmanuel Macron, the European Union has not shown enough solidarity with the countries of first arrival, particularly Italy, and France is ready to move forward on this point as part of the review of the Dublin Agreement, and I hope that together we can work together a strong and more united solution, say the President of France, Emmanuel Macron. Here we arrive at the end of this news edition. Thank you for watching us. Goodbye.